We ready?
Perfect.
We rolling?
We rolling.
Gang, gang. Hi guys, it's Jen and
Brion.
And we are here today on this holiday season to provide you guys with a yummy oyster mushroom stew. We're gonna get into it as soon as Brion talks to you guys about the wine.
You can't cozy up to a bowl of stew without some wine to go with it. I mean, come on now. You gotta have the wine go with it. It's cold. We're trying to be very, very festive. I got my scarf on. Got my beanie.
Oh, pause. I had on a sweater.
She was also very festive at one point. It was a day.
Yeah, I had a day. So now you guys get this club hopping shirt.
But then as soon as she gets her bowl, she can just wrap up in a cardigan and a scarf and just be chilling, eating her stuff.
Chilly. Dissolve the bouillon cubes in the hot water set aside to make your stock. Combine the flour and pepper in a bowl, add the mushrooms, and toss to coat well. Heat 3 tablespoons of the olive oil in a large pot. Add the mushrooms a few pieces at a time. Cook, turning the pieces until brown on all sides, about 5 minutes per batch. Add more oil as needed in between batches. Once cooled, shred the mushrooms and set aside. Remove the shrooms from the pot and add the vinegar and wine, scraping the pan with a wooden spoon to loosen the brown bits. Add your onions, potatoes, and carrots and simmer until your vegetables become slightly tender. Once your vegetables begin to boil, add in your mushrooms, your stock, and your bay leaves. Simmer until your mixture begins to thicken. Make sure that you check on it to be sure that it's not sticking onto the bottom. It'll take about an hour for everything to stew together. In the meantime, you can create jasmine rice. To create your jasmine rice, you'll want to wash 2 cups of rice with hot water. Strain your rice, add it to a pot, and add 3.5 to 4 cups of water. Once your rice is almost cooked and your water is almost gone, season it with salt, pepper, and oil. Cover it and allow for the rest of the water to absorb into the rice. So we have the mushrooms here. I made sure that I took all of the stems off, so all we have is the shreddy top part. So these are the parts that you want to avoid. Do not put this in your stew. It will be very, very chewy.
I decided to pick something that's kind of unique for you guys. It's Kadarka. Kadarka, yes. It is from Hungary. This grape varietal is very similar to Pinot Noir, or similar to other other Austrian, German grape varietals such as Spätburgunder. It's very Pinot Noir-like in terms of quality. If I was going to compare it to another French grape varietal or another European grape varietal, it would be Beaujolais. It's very, very similar, where it's lighter in style, lots of like fresh raspberries and violets. Lower in alcohol, so again, I tend to kind of vibe towards lower alcohol wines because they're easier to drink and they're also a little bit safer in terms of food pairings for me. Also because the acid on this one is nice and round, so it will go really well, especially with mushrooms. This will be a great one. Like Pinot Noir typically is a little mushroom friendly. This is another mushroom friendly wine. But the winemaker was not originally a winemaker. Like, he's not from a family of winemakers. His father was a fisherman who essentially was making this house wine that he would drink as he's fishing.
Oh, wow.
And a French sommelier walks up to him one day and it's like, oh, let me kind of drink some of your wine with you, blah, blah. And the somm is just sitting there kind of sniffing, swirling, tasting, drinking the wine as his friend is fishing.
Created something good.
Yeah, the father is just kind of like, this is our house wine. Like, my family's been making this for generations. Like, we just make this for ourselves, for us to drink, and nothing else, nothing more. And the French somm is like, no, like, this is great stuff. And the story behind it essentially is like the idea of like, as you're drinking wine and it changes over time. So it's like, that's why the gentleman was just sniffing and swirling and sipping and enjoying the atmosphere as he's drinking it, because a lot of that does play into how you view a wine or how you perceive it as you're tasting it.
Okay.
And this is a good one for the holidays. So because of that, because the idea is that you're drinking it with family and friends and you're
Hanging
sniffing.
out.
You're sniffing, you're swirling, taking your time with it, and that's going to create the experience for you, and that's going to make you remember the bottle. Kind of the goal here with this one, for sure. Kadarka. Exactly. Kadarka.
I remember.
I won't say the winemaker's name because I'm not going to butcher it because it's, again, I'm not from Hungary. Disclaimer. We'll go ahead and pop it open. Jenn has these really cool kind of like fluted glasses I picked out this time for us to use. Just to switch up the glassware, but I will go ahead and pour this here in just a second. This is a nice easy screw cap, so you can get right to it. You don't have to worry about opening anything up. And you see it's like super light.
Oh, it's very, very light. And that's still considered a red wine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
This one would be really good like if you put like a little bit of a chill on it. It's like popping it in the fridge for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This would still be really tasty.
Okay. Oh, this smells yummy.
Mm-hmm.
I smell the lavender you were talking about.
Yeah, like lavender or violets, or just like purple flowers in general is kind of like what it kind of leans towards. Mm-hmm.
Air. I'm telling you, he picks wines that taste like juice. What were you looking at? What was that eye in there for?
I was like just looking at the color because I was like, it's so pale. It's a really, really pretty pale ruby.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what the color is for this, and it's like you can really see straight through the glass. Like I can see straight through. It's so gorgeous. It's like it's probably a little bit lighter in color than some Pinot Noirs that you'll probably pour. Like it's really, really light, but it's good. Again, it's like it's really great with mushrooms. Like again with the stew, like you can a lot of people kind of lean towards a bigger red, like a Cabernet or a Merlot. You can do that, especially with if you're already cooking with Cabernet. Like Jenn did, she used a Cabernet Sauvignon to make her sauce, so you could easily just do that pairing, and that would work probably beautifully because obviously you should never be cooking with a wine that you're not going to drink. So don't go in the aisle, spice aisle, and grab the cooking wine. Go buy a bottle of wine that you're going to use to cook with, because if you're not going to drink it, then you probably shouldn't cook with it either. But if you do that and you use like a Cabernet for the sauce, a Cabernet would work really well pairing it wine-wise, just because you already have all the flavors working together.
Okay,
I chose this one just because there's so much fruit. It's like it's raspberries and strawberries, and there's this freshness to it that will kind of elevate the stew, so the stew will feel a little bit lighter. Even though this is a more comfort, heavier dish, it's gonna feel a little bit lighter with this wine.
You know what? This feels like it would be a great summer wine.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like this one would show itself really well in the springtime. The weird thing about it though is this grape varietal is better suited for like colder climates, like when you're growing it. So that's the kind of that's the part where it's like showing it for now. Yeah, so you'll see it more like around Christmas time. Fun stuff.
Get that for Christmas.
I know,
and buy
$26.
Bottle, and then save that thing for spring, summer.
I know, stick out on the patio, put a little chill on it.
Yes, this is
It'd
really
be perfect. But now I'm ready to try this stew though.
Yes.
I don't know about you.
We all got a plate, including Zoe. All right, you ready?
I am ready.
I'm gonna grab a little bit of the mushroom, the potato,
a little bit of carrot, a little rice. It's so savory. It's so savory.
This is stew. I'm sorry, I gotta put my elbow up. Get down. Get down with it.
This is really, really good.
We did that.
You did that.
Yeah, you did that with the wine. We did it together.
We did it.
We did it, man.
All right, Zoe, don't be shy.
Come
Come and taste some of this.
It's so pretty. I think that's what I love the most.
I know, right?
It's beautiful to look at. That's good.
Yay.
Yeah, I would say if it does taste like one, it would taste like, not home cooked, but like, you know, like the ones you wouldn't make with the packet, but like would have been made from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you took the red wine vinegar out of it, this would taste like almost identical.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all heard that? You want some Japanese curry, take the red wine vinegar out. All right, this is the last holiday dish. And then after that, we have our bread pudding coming up. Holiday bread pudding. And then after that, we have our New Year's Eve. And then we'll be done. The season will be over.
That's okay.
We'll be back. We'll be on track.
So until the next time, keep it easy.
Keep it breezy. And we'll we'll see you guys next week. Bye.